talk about something else, and an extraordinary new report. Well, it shouldn't be extraordinary, it should be a statement of the obvious, that most children who think that they're transgender are just going through a phase. Well, that's what most parents have been thinking and knowing for a very long time. Let's talk to Stephanie Davies-Arai. She's the founder and director of Transgender Trend. It's an organisation set up by parents, an organisation advocating for evidence-based care of gender dysphoric children and science-based teaching in schools. Good morning to you, Stephanie.
Good morning.
It's fantastic to see this report, basically, telling it like it is, because this has been a very big issue with NHS clinics like the Tavistock, thankfully going to be closed down, basically treating children without sort of barely any sort of investigation at all or any sort of mental health treatment, basically saying, yes, if you think you're a boy when you're a girl or think you're a girl when you're a boy, you should absolutely be given drugs immediately and treatment to carry that on. Whereas the evidence is really clear and has been for a long time that often these are, mixed up children who need care and love and kindness and therapy, and it's often just a phase.
But what's happened is the NHS has moved away from ideology and they've gone back to an understanding of childhood and adolescent development. What we're seeing now is the change from 2016 when the last service specification was released. And again, there was a public consultation. And the difference is hugely significant. We've gone back from a system that was influenced by activists based on a pseudo-scientific idea of gender identity, where a boy was affirmed as a girl or a girl was affirmed as a boy as soon as they began to believe that. What happened before the activists pressured the Tavistock and the NHS was this system that we're seeing reinstated now, a system of watchful waiting, explorative therapy, because we know from the research that the young children, the least likely outcome in adulthood is a transsexual identity. For teenagers, we have no idea because this is a completely new group. Of predominantly teenage girls thinking that
and then we've seen a massive explosion in the number of teenage girls, and it's thought an awful lot of those girls often they have mental health issues. They are very, very difficult childhoods, difficult homes. They've also often, a lot of them are gay. And are coming to terms with that, living in homes where that wouldn't be acceptable. There's just so much evidence that these are treatments which are, well, we know, are hugely damaging to children for their whole lives, making them infertile, incapable of sexual pleasure. Just ruining their lives. And, you also the simple fact you can't turn a girl into a boy, and you can't turn a boy into a girl. We're basically taking otherwise physically healthy children and basically deforming them, which frankly, if it's something that, the Nazis were doing, we would have thought it was mad. But when it's a Tavistock clinic, we think it's okay.
And of course, it's too late for those children and adolescents who've been through the treatment. We have no idea what the long-term impact will be on those children and adolescents and how many will regret that treatment, which they will have to live with for the rest of their lives. What's been happening has been a massive medical and social experiment on children in teaching them this idea of gender identity, replacing biological reality with this pseudo-scientific concept. That needs investigation, as a society, not just the NHS. But it really is time that the NHS separated itself from all the lobby groups, ended its connection with Stonewall, and got back to looking at biological facts instead of ideology as a basis for treating not just children and adults, but everybody.
Hear to all of that. Stephanie Davies-Arai, thank you very much. You've been a long-time campaigner on this, talking sense, and I think an awful lot of families in the future are going to be grateful to you for all of that.